اللي بعثت لك اياه. انا جاي بكره عندكم.
بعرف.
انا بقول لي بعثي لي اللينك.
الآن في ناس موجودين I think that خلص.
مساء الخير. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first virtual INJAZ Youth Entrepreneurship Celebration for the year 2020. This year is an exceptional year, and it's exceptional to the extent that we are celebrating our teams and our youth virtually. But as they say, we are into this together, and we will get through this together. At the beginning, please allow me to welcome our esteemed board members who have joined us today for the launch event, our success partners, signature award partners, media representatives, INJAZ leadership team, colleagues, friends, and on top of all, our participating youth and company program teams. We welcome you all, and we highly appreciate your tremendous support and collaboration for the youth, for the youth empowerment mission in the region. This year, our INJAZ Entrepreneurship Celebration will consist of three main pillars moving forward. So from this year and moving forward, we will see a new look and feel of the INJAZ Youth Entrepreneurship Celebration. It will start with a launch event that will host a panel discussion on the skills enhancement and the learning journey. Then we will open the door and we will offer our students a learning opportunity to learn from business leaders different skills and techniques that will enable them to enhance their capabilities and turn their projects into a real success on the ground. And towards the end of this journey, we will end it with an award ceremony where all winning teams will be announced. So this year, we promise you a lifetime event, and we promise you an event to remember. Stay tuned for all our social media posts and activities. Keep learning and keep following INJAZ Arab. Without any further ado, please join me in welcoming 22 teams for this year. This year, we are welcoming superheroes from Yemen, Oman, Kuwait, UAE, Qatar, Tunisia, Bahrain, Egypt, Lebanon, Palestine, Saudi Arabia, Algeria, and Morocco. We welcome you to the INJAZ Youth Entrepreneurship Celebration, and please allow me to tell you, اليوم رح تبدأوا رحلة تعلم جديدة، رحلة وفرصة ذهبية لاكتساب واكتشاف مهارات جديدة مع نخبة من متطوعي وقادة القطاع الخاص. اليوم رح تكملوا مشوار بدأ بفكرة، واليوم أصبح رحلة ريادية بامتياز. نتمنى لكم كل التوفيق بهاي الرحلة, and we wish you the best of luck. Now, please allow me in welcoming our President and CEO of INJAZ Arab, Mr. Akif Aqrabawi, to deliver his welcoming remarks. Akif, congratulations on a great kickoff event, and the floor is yours.
Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. I'm so excited to welcome you all to the annual Youth Entrepreneurship Celebration. Every year, more than 11,000 students join the company program from across the region, and this year is no exception. Thousands of students and hundreds of enterprises have resulted from the implementation of this specific program. And today is a very special day. We have 22 winning teams participating from 13 countries, from Casablanca to Bahrain, competing on a set of prestigious awards that showcase their innovation and talent. The idea of these awards has been evolving since 2016. We realized then that the job market was going to change, the global offering of skills will need to be uplifted, and our offering as a youth organization needs to change accordingly. As INJAZ, we believe that we have a responsibility and mandate to keep upskilling our youth and educate them not just to understand the future, but to reinvent it. To us, two things are very much true. Entrepreneurship has been in the DNA of junior achievement since 1919. So we're talking about 100 years. And our passion to empower youth to reach their full potential has never been compromised. Secondly, and despite of COVID-19, our commitment remains strong to our young people and our partners. I'd like to take this opportunity to extend my big thank you to our panel that hosts today great partners from the private sector, from our network, who share the same passion and value towards our young people. Tamer and our esteemed panelists, we are so excited to begin the journey that I'm sure it's going to be filled with great learning experiences. I wish you all the best. Good luck.
Thank you so much, Akif. This was really great, and please allow me to extend our gratitude and appreciation to INJAZ leadership team, the CEOs of the INJAZ programs across the region, and the different colleagues and staff that are located in MENA region, and they are the real reason we stand here today. So thank you so much on behalf of all the INJAZ network for your great commitment and passion to the INJAZ mission. This year, INJAZ launches its own entrepreneurship ecosystem. And this ecosystem consists of 7 business elements that together create the ecosystem and offer students an opportunity to learn new skills to support their entrepreneurial journey. For this year, we have the following business elements. We start with the growth and development business element, the design thinking business element, sustainability, technology, business strategy, innovation, and customer service. This is the INJAZ entrepreneurship ecosystem, and we call it our own entrepreneurship ecosystem. So it is with a great pleasure that we launch the INJAZ entrepreneurship ecosystem with 7 business elements for this year. And to make this learning journey possible, 7 business partners have joined forces with INJAZ to impact and empower our youth and to help them build their own future. It is with a great pleasure that we announce our success partners for this year. And I will start with FedEx, representing the growth and development, Boeing, representing the design thinking business element, Schneider Electric, representing the sustainability business element, Google, representing the technology business element, InvestCorp, representing the business strategy, MasterCard, representing the innovation business element, and City Foundation, representing the customer service business element. Thank you so much for this great consortium of partners that together we believe that we will change and positively impact our youth to reach their full potential and to own their future and make it a bright one. And now, without any further ado, I welcome our special guests for today, our panelists who will join a panel discussion on skills enhancements and its impact on all participating teams. Please join me in welcoming 7 different business leaders that have been supporting the INJAZ mission and always been there to support our youth in different locations. Please allow me in welcoming Mr. Muhannad Ayoub, Business Development Manager at FedEx, Mr. Rula Droubi, Director of Boeing Middle East and Government Industry and Community Engagement, Mr. Muhammad Al-Badawi, Talent Acquisition Business Partner at Schneider Electric, Mr. Habib Abdurrahman, Corporate Development and ESG Lead at InvestCorp, Mr. Kareem Saifuddin, Public Affairs and Government Relations Head at Citi, Mr. Shyam Mohan, Starts Path Lead for MENA at MasterCard. We welcome you all and we thank you for being with us today. It's our pleasure to have you year after year. Each year we're adding new partners and new believers in the INJAZ mission and in the youth empowerment journey as well. So thank you so much on behalf of the INJAZ network and on behalf of 100 youth that are here with us today to learn and to engage and to talk to you and get inspired by your personal and career journeys. Thank you so much. They say great leaders create more leaders, and I believe this is what you are doing today and will be doing until end of this year with our 100 company program students. Our first question will be directed to all of you, and please allow me to start with a question about your corporate social responsibility, because you've been working with youth since years, and this is part of your company's DNA. How would you describe our youth and their readiness to lead a startup revolution across MENA? And from your own opinion, what are the key challenges that they are faced nowadays? And please, as they say, ladies first, so please allow me to start with Ms. Rula Droubi. Rula, hello. Thank you so much for being here with us today. I think we cannot hear you, Rula.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Hello, Rula. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Tamir? Thank you for the wonderful introduction of the event. And thank you for all what you're doing for the youth across the world, Middle East, North Africa, and across the world. So, and thank you for having Boeing join this launch of the event. Appreciate it. So, answer to your question. Well, I'm going to try to brief as much as I can of what's really going on in our partnership. So Boeing and INJAZ have been partners for years and years, before even my days at the Boeing company. So we started in 2007 with a few countries across the Middle East. We expanded in 2013 to North Africa, and we're still expanding. So far, from my office, we manage we partner with 8 INJAZ branches across the region. And in regards to Boeing's pillars and what we really think, as you said, it's in our DNA. So we do believe in the youth. We do believe in education. We do believe in what INJAZ is doing in regards to entrepreneurship, employability, technology, and all this. And it's us also at Boeing who we focus on developing the 21st century skills, which is exactly what INJAZ is doing. Entrepreneurship, employability, education. And recently we have also partnered with INJAZ in many STEM programs across the Middle East. And we hope that we can grow. And we hope that INJAZ will always give us the opportunity to support the youth, starting from different ages to the higher university degree in partnering in any kind of educational programs, and how can Boeing help. So there will be challenges, of course, for all the youth. The geopolitical changes have been there forever, and they're still going on. Today we're working through the virus, and here we are. We're doing for the first time ever the Junior Achievement Worldwide challenge and final challenge virtually, where every year I used to travel and meet the youth in person, which I hope next year will go back to normal again, and I will travel and meet every team and every young person who has participated in INJAZ challenges. So there are challenges, geopolitical challenges, cultural changes, objective from the parents, financial problems. Here comes INJAZ and partnering with other organizations, and happy that Boeing is one of them that they partner with, because we work together hand in hand to help those youth overcome all those challenges. We try to mentor them as much as possible. We try to give them business challenges just to understand where they want to be, what is their dream, help them achieve this dream, and keep them motivated. I feel today that the youth are much more luckier than when I was at their age. Today, there is INJAZ. When I was the age of the youth, there was nothing called INJAZ. There wasn't organizations that will help the youth and lead them to their dreams. So I feel that the youth are lucky. I'd like to ask them to stay motivated, accept failure, move forward with success, accept the guidance from adults, never give up. When I was also their age, I studied all my high school under the candlelight because I was in a war zone country. So here I am today. It's a story that I tell my children, and here I am, and telling it to the youth across the Middle East and North Africa also, and I will keep telling it. Tomorrow you will have a story that you had to study online. You can tell this story to your children, to even your grandchildren, that you spent a year or maybe a couple of years studying online, but you're going to be a role model for the new generation, because you're going to be a role model because you have achieved something during situations and environment that no one was able to achieve. And try to take an opportunity of this environment to prove to the world that you still can do anything that you dream of, and you're still moving on. And I hope that Boeing can help in any other way in partnership with INJAZ. Thank you, Tamer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rula. We'll come back to you and we'll zoom into the Boeing Business Challenge for this year. And you can follow Rula. We have her LinkedIn account, so you can also interact directly with Rula. Now moving to FedEx, Mr. Muhannad. Hello. Hi, Muhannad.
Hi, Tamer.
How are you? Thank you for being with us this year. You know, you're a main pillar of the INJAZ Youth Entrepreneurship Celebration. And zooming to the first question, as part of your FedEx Global CSR Vision, and this year we have changed also the FedEx Access Award to be FedEx Possibilities Award. So can you please tell us more about how you see, from your own opinion, the readiness of our youth and the key challenges they are facing?
Absolutely, Tamer, and this is a great question. And before I start, if you allow me, I'm extremely delighted to be celebrating with all of you the launch of this 2020 Middle East Junior Achievement Company of the Year competition. I must also recognize the efforts of the team INJAZ, and I want to thank the Junior Achievement and the INJAZ team leadership and everybody for hosting this year's event, despite the challenges that we're all currently facing. I look forward to hosting this year's young entrepreneurs from across the Arab world, during the upcoming FedEx Global Possibilities session. Zooming, no problem. Zooming on your question, Tamer. As you know, this is my 4th year participating in INJAZ company program. It's always been a phenomenal experience for me. It's inspiring to be among the bright group of young entrepreneurs from across the Arab world and listening to their innovation solutions. In preparation for this competition, these students would have studied information related or relating to the international trade and successfully identified strategies for trading in the dynamic global environment, which means they are well aware of the effect their business would have on the environment, the job opportunity as well, that it would create, and the overall impact to the entire world and societies. The key challenge, in my opinion, and the FedEx opinion, is that the world is changing, Tamer. And if you look at our current environment, the pandemic or the COVID-19 had drastically, changed the way people shop and use products and services and technologies, for sure. It has also changed how the organization approach their day-to-day business. So the key is to be able to react quickly to these changes and remain relevant by evolving and building and developing the right skills and solutions to be able to survive and grow.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Muhannad. It's always a great pleasure to have FedEx as part of this regional celebration. And please allow me to move to Mr. Kareem Saifuddin from City Foundation. Good afternoon, Kareem.
Hi, Tamer. Hi, everybody.
Hello. Thank you for all the support, Kareem. You've been extending to INJAZ and to Junior Achievement globally. INJAZ City Foundation strategic partnership is also very much impacting hundreds and thousands of students on an annual basis. So, Kareem, from your opinion and from the City Foundation CSR strategy, how also do you evaluate the youth in our region and leading a startup revolution or turning their ideas into real projects on the ground? So can you please let us know your feedback on this?
Well, thank you so much, Tamer, and thanks to all my colleagues who have spoken and will be speaking after me. I would like to maybe add a few things here in terms of our relationship with INJAZ and with JA. I'm happy to say that we are entering or about to enter our third or 20. We're just about to finish 20 years of support with INJAZ, starting in 2002, year on year. And when it comes to the to the Client Focus Award. This is the 7th year consecutively that we are supporting it. So we quite believe in the mission and value proposition of Junior Achievement and what it has done in the region. Now, moving to the MENA youth, they're not much different from youth all over the world in terms of the millennial needs, in terms of their attitude to work, in terms of their willingness to become more entrepreneurial than working for a company like all of us are working right now and representing corporates. So I think in this sense, we have the model of the company program and other programs that INJAZ is offering in the region lends itself very well to the millennial aspirations. Now, take it to the COVID-19 situation right now that we're all in the middle of it. There's some silver lining. Yes, there is a lot of job destruction and job erosion that we will be seeing at a global level, and we haven't yet seen the full extent of what will happen. After we assess the full situation of COVID-19. But there is a silver lining of COVID-19 being an accelerator of digitization. And what does it mean? It means that for young entrepreneurs who want to really start their own business, I think this is the right time and this is the right approach. And we need to be supportive at government level and at corporate level of providing the right infrastructure for them to do this. Now, in terms of what we have seen ourselves, I mean, we're continuing with the more than philanthropy ecosystem that we have, which basically has volunteerism and mentorship at the heart of what we do on the societal level, not only providing the check and supporting financially, which everybody can do, but also getting our seniors and our mentors to be part of this ecosystem. So with 200 plus volunteers across the MENA team and the MENA region, we are quite happy with the way the youth are ready to start their journey. And judging by a study that we have done with INJAZ a few years back, I still believe that it is valid in terms of the findings, which found at the time, that was 4 or 5 years back, that 33% of those who took the company program are now ready to start their own business. I would like to say that more than 33% are ready right now. So quite happy. Challenges are there, skill gap among them, but in a digital atmosphere, I think we can support the youth in a different way.
Thank you so much, Kareem, for this input. And please allow me to move to Shyam Mohan from MasterCard. Hello, Shyam.
Hi, Tamer. It's good to be here.
Hello. Thank you so much for being with us for the second year, Shyam. And I would like to ask you maybe the same question, because this is a question for all the panelists at the beginning. Yeah. And from your own perspective and from MasterCard's different CSR activity and philanthropy events or projects that you do across not only the MENA region, but across the globe. How do you evaluate our readiness and the key challenges facing our youth?
Yep. First of all, thank you, Tamer, for this opportunity and for being part of this esteemed panel. The work that you are doing at INJAZ is really amazing to develop youth entrepreneurship across the Middle East and the Arab world. And we've been partners for quite a few years now. And I'm pretty confident that this is one forum that helps the young entrepreneurs thrive through the ecosystem of partners that you're creating and all the activities that you do. And for us at MasterCard, we truly believe in being a force for good and in the power of partnerships to really empower the next generation. And if you look at the way we expand our reach beyond the core businesses to work with the other ecosystem players, that's the approach that we take. So you're right. It's my personally second year, working with you. And last year, when I was part of the activities that you conducted, it was really an eye-opening one, to be honest. Right, the amount of encouragement and the optimism that was part of the community that you foster was really amazing, and it really helps give the youth in the Middle East and the Arab world a platform to actually come forth with their ideas, to interact with an esteemed community of thought leaders and executors who are able to guide them in the right direction. And the way they think about problem solving, the way they think about new solutions has really been, a good experience for me and for the broader participation for MasterCard. So before I address your question, specifically what we've seen this time around with, the COVID situation and the pandemic and how it has affected the lives of people is a focus on digitization. And MasterCard, has been talking about digitization for a very, very long time. And what we've seen through the global community of startups that we work with, through our trusted partner network of accelerators and venture capitalists, and all the other key players that help in driving, the digital transformation across markets, across industries, we see that a lot of ideas are being created by the youth today, and they've all realized that there is access to technology, there is access to knowledge. It's about looking at certain consumer segments, understanding their pain points, and stitching the solutions together for them. And the story in the Arab world or the Middle East is no different. So we've seen over the past year or just in the past few months a lot of activity that is booming in terms of young entrepreneurs setting up businesses that are in the fintech space or related to digital solutions, which we are personally privy to and we work closely with. So I think if you look at next year and beyond, what we are seeing today is a foundational change that is happening in the way we look at new technologies, how we adopt new lifestyles when it comes to transactions, when it comes to, let's say, paying online or paying contactless with your cards. So those are all brimming, with new opportunities that the youth is very, very eager to adopt, and then look for opportunities to build businesses, to partner with large institutions, and just make sure that they are able to solve for these new challenges that come forth. So from our point of view, I think it's really positive, and we will continue to engage and invest in, in the community, in the youth, and help them through various initiatives that we do together with you and otherwise in order to foster this ecosystem. Thank you, Tamer.
Thank you, Shyam. And later on during this panel discussion, we will zoom in on the innovation business element that also MasterCard is sponsoring with us for this year. And now, please allow me to move to InvestCorp to Mr. Habib Abdurrahman. Hello, Habib.
Hi, Tamer. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you actually for being with us for the second year in a row. Habib, from InvestCorp's point of view, and you've been also interacting with the students, and you're still doing so through maybe different volunteering activities or different kind of interactions. How do you evaluate our readiness for such a startup revolution? And from your business point of view, what are the key challenges, especially that you are working with startups and you're working with youth?
Sure. Thank you very much, Tamer. And I echo my fellow panelists' comments around the work that INJAZ is doing. Thank you so much to your team and to your leadership. I mean, we're honored to participate and, in advancing INJAZ's vision. I think InvestCorp has really been, working with INJAZ for many years, and this is my third year participating in the program. And really, my experience has been, working with the talented young students from across our regions, is that there really is, at least the way I see it, an inherent thirst for innovation, a thirst for entrepreneurship, and a real desire for change. And, something I heard recently which really resonated was that, change doesn't come by waiting for someone else to do it or for it to happen at some other time. And I think it's important for us to recognize in this forum together that we collectively, the panelists, the instructors, the organizers, and most importantly, the most important players of the part, the students themselves, are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are, of course, the change that we seek. I think in terms of readiness, Tamer, I honestly believe that there is nothing more significant than the desire to bring about new ideas, to want to build new businesses, to form new ways of thinking. And I think everything else follows. The capital exists, the money exists, the accelerators exist, the resources exist, and they're there for you to leverage. But I think another thing for me, I'd like to mention also is that I think while INJAZ is here to help equip students with key skills, I think it's important for us to remember that for many people, entrepreneurship is really a means of discovery. So the question really is a rhetorical one. Will anyone ever be ready, or are we always ready? We just have to have that real passion and the desire, and a passion and desire for change. In terms of challenges, and let me answer the question in a different way by perhaps posing a few other questions, which I hope should reflect some things that should be on your minds. In the age of my fellow panelists have spoken about technology and the importance of digitization and so on and so forth. We've heard over the past several years now, and it's growing in importance, the impact of machine learning and artificial intelligence. I think that's a key skill that people should know about, you should be learning about. And it's a challenge that you'll face as you progress over the next few years. The question really is, can you write code, or at least understand the mindset behind code writing? For businesses that are, for example, involved in things such as delivering physical goods, for example, do you understand robotics and how that is impacting new business models in traditional business sectors? Do you understand the implications of climate change, the rising importance of things such as sustainability or sustainable living? How is this going to impact society and business in the future? I think those are some of the challenges that we'll have to think about. There are other things as well. Geography is no longer a barrier to foreign competition.
Yes.
So how do you start and gain market share when geography isn't a barrier to foreign competition? Do your businesses need to be global from the start, or how small should they be? Even though businesses may be local, you must be increasingly adhere to global standards. Those are the things that I think you really need to think about.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Habib, for this. Yes, I agree with you. And even at INJAZ, we've done, especially post-COVID-19, some regional events, and we called it INJAZ Beyond Borders, because now we don't have borders. All our students can participate in regional events and can interact with business leaders from across the region. And thank you to City Foundation and to Boeing, because we've arranged two actually regional events with those two strategic partners who have connected youth from across the region into one umbrella and one challenge. And now allow me please to move to Mr. Mohammed Al-Badawi from Schneider Electric. First of all, I would like to welcome Schneider Electric to the INJAZ entrepreneurship ecosystem as one of the representatives for a sustainability business element. So Mohammed, thank you so much for joining us and welcome on board. Muhammad, can you hear me?
Thank you, Tamer. Thank you so much. I'm very honored to be with you today, guys, and I'm very happy to contribute to INJAZ. And I'd like to highlight that I used to be one of INJAZ volunteers like 13 years ago. I used to go to schools and give very interesting sessions to students, to very young students, and I always wanted to participate in INJAZ company program, but I didn't get the chance to do that. Maybe it's the time to do that, and I'm very happy to be with you today, guys. And I'm very I'd like to highlight again, as my fellow panelists, the importance of what you guys are doing and all the amazing stuff that you're actually contributing to the community.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. My question to you will be like a bit different because we have Schneider for the first time with us this year. So can you please tell us more about the CSR initiatives and why you are joining this ecosystem and this INJAZ celebration event with INJAZ Arab?
Okay, thank you so much, Tamer. What you guys are doing is very much aligned with our youth strategies and corporate social responsibilities. And we have a lot of stuff that we're doing within Schneider Electric. I'd like to mention a couple of things that we're actually doing. We have Schneider Electric Ventures, and we have a program called Innovation at the Edge, where we actually invite people to be incubated and by Schneider Electric. We support them. We support their ecosystems, their different ecosystems somehow. The other thing, since I'm actually heading the talent acquisition and I'm actually talking about the employer branding and university relations, we have something called Schneider Go Green. So we invite the students in universities to come up with a very bold idea in energy management industry, and again we open the doors for them to be very innovative and to be very bold, and this is extremely helping our strategies, to be honest, and helping the community as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mohammed, and again, welcome on board. And before we move on and move to the second question, I would like to say that all these business elements together, we create the INJAZ entrepreneurship ecosystem. And all these success partners and signature award partners together, they are here because they believe in you. So we will be having a session for each signature award partner. And during this session, more skills and more techniques will be offered to students. So we help them to turn all the ideas that they have in mind into real and successful projects on the ground. The good and the great thing that each one of the panelists today have a nice and a very strong relationship with INJAZ, either as a volunteer or he has or she has a direct interaction with youth in different occasions and in different regions. So if we want to zoom in on the business elements that each partner company is sponsoring for today, and if I want to start with FedEx. So Muhannad, you're sponsoring the growth and development business element. And how do you envision your role through a skills enhancement session that you will be creating a positive change in those participants' lives, and to help them reach their potential and to help them equip themselves with supplementary techniques so they are ready to start their own businesses?
Hi, Tamer, can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you for your question, Tamer. So to answer you, I want to tell all participating team that FedEx started off more than 45 years ago as an innovative business idea from a young person with an idea, just like you, exactly. So today, FedEx annual revenue is $71 billion, proudly connecting to more than 220 markets worldwide and territories. And they employ more than 500,000 team members to connect businesses with opportunities and people with possibilities. The FedEx Global Possibilities session on November 4 is designed to help the students understand the impact of global access to create high-paying jobs, grow businesses, and lastly, benefit the world's economy. At FedEx, we believe that creating connections across the globe, we help change people's lives for the better. Our founder and chairman and CEO, Mr. Frederick Smith, always says, when you give people access to more products and goods around the world, the pie expands and the people's living standards increase. That's my answer to you, Mr. Tamer.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. And we believe that we used to have like an interactive FedEx session, and we used to start our journey with the FedEx award. So this year, I'm sure that it will be an interactive one, and youth will benefit from it. And I will move to Rula. Rula, this year and last year, we have the STEM Boeing Business Challenge, and it was like a great session. oh my God, I was into that session and all the participating teams, they loved it. I don't want to talk about it because I will leave this part to you, but what is different this year? How students and how is the new Boeing Business Challenge is designed to help the current situation of COVID-19 and the virtual delivery? I'm so excited to know more about the Boeing Business Challenge, and actually the participating teams are excited to know more about it. So please, Rula.
Okay, well, I'm not going to say what it is all about. Let's keep it a surprise, and let's keep you and all the youth still excited and just want to know what it is. So we only do those business challenges. We call them Boeing Business Challenges or iCamps with INJAZ. It's just it's a thought that we both thought of, and we started doing it together. Well, if we dig deep inside in Boeing's pillars, which is developing the 21st century skills, it exactly aligns with INJAZ pillars. Probably they have a different name, but eventually we work together on the same path to develop the same skills. When we present a Boeing Business Challenge, whether it's a business challenge or a Boeing STEM challenge, which is related to technology, is to help us as a company to understand the way the youth are thinking today. It helps us understand their market. It helps us understand their dream and help them reach those dreams. It helps us to mentor those youth, and it also builds up their morale, and they see a light from companies as big as Boeing, as all the companies that who are partners as well with INJAZ. That it starts from a small thought. It starts from a small thinking, and it grows. So if you look at the big companies, as FedEx just mentioned, it started with a young person, a little thought, and look where they are today. When we present a business challenge, we help the youth think, and when they think and give us solutions, it helps us also to find solutions. Because yes, we are a huge company, 105 years old. However, the generation and the youth these days, they're not thinking much about technology. That's why we started with the STEM programs with INJAZ and with the STEM challenge last year. We wanted to do it this year, but Tamer, it was challenging to put the teams together with the pandemic and with the social distancing. That's why we moved it to a business challenge. And the whole concept is teaching the youth the flexibility, ability to change according to the changes that are happening across the globe. They will help us also understand where we want to go. It will help us plan. What's happening in the world has changed a lot of strategies for many companies. So when we hear the youth, and these youth are coming from different kind of regions and different countries and a different way of thinking, we need to understand, because it will help companies like Boeing as well develop their strategy. And it will help when we present a STEM challenge. It will also encourage the students to look into engineering again. This generation is looking into a lot of business, HR, graphic design, and many stuff, beautiful, and I'd love to be in all of them. However, not many are thinking of engineering. So we'd like to bring back the attention and to the student or to the youth themselves, that they have this skill and they have this talent inside them. So now why not use it? Even here at Boeing, we have a lot of engineers who want to do business. I'm a mentor to several of them, and I always advise them, you have a talent, you have a skill that I don't have, and if somebody else doesn't have, why do you want to do a job like I'm doing? I can't do your job. Yes, you can do my job, but go back to your talent, go back to your engineer. So when we give a STEM challenge, it will wake up this talent.
Expand the horizon.
Yeah, exactly. They recognize it. It will wake it up, and they would love to do it more. We always try to make the challenge as relevant as possible to what's going on in life. So next week you will see what the business challenge is all about. It's all about this environment and all what we're going through, adults and youth and kids and everybody. So we have solutions. My children, who are the age of the youth, have solutions, and kids have solutions. Everybody needs to be heard, because the world is based on all of us. So we need to move forward with the best strategies ever. And we want to hear those minds and those talent people, because they have better ideas than my generation.
Thank you so much, Rula. We really appreciate it. And please allow me to move to Shyam. MasterCard is representing the innovation business element, and you're doing the MasterCard Excellence in Technology Award. So what is different this year than the year before? How you will be talking to students about innovation, and what is the importance of this skills enhancement session that will inspire the students? I believe that last year you left the room with a dose of inspiration, and you were inspired by the level of ideas that was put on the table by our participating teams. So what do you expect this year, and what is your message to them?
Sure. Thanks, Samar. Yes, indeed. This year, unlike any other, as we all know, is going to be new learnings, new opportunities, right? So as everybody in this panel has touched upon, and specifically on the point that Habib was making earlier about, AI, machine learning, all these capabilities. So from our point of view as MasterCard, we know that innovation will become fundamental to not just thrive, but also to survive, right? So as entrepreneurs, when we think about it, we are faced with unprecedented situations, and then trying to make use of what is available. And for that to happen, obviously, we leverage data that is at hand. So there is a lot of data that has been created and that is guiding us, in the right direction. But at the same time, it's also about investing in people and their development. We need to be committed to diversity and inclusion across the world. We know there is this, active call to have more inclusiveness. And as MasterCard, we focus a lot on, embedding decency quotient in the way we work internally and externally, and making sure that, people are getting access to the right technology. So this year, it is going to be different because the importance of technology and digitally native solutions has been highlighted, and that is what everybody is working on. If you track the investments that have been going in over the past few months, a lot of it has been, diverted away from some of the traditional businesses to the more innovative digital ones, and that is a direction that will continue to grow. And what has also, come across as an awakening or a wake-up call for us is, traditionally, people who were standing out of the digital ecosystem for whatever reasons, maybe they are too young, too old, or just too lazy to be part of it, have no other option but to look at the digital ecosystem and build, their experiences around it. So as we think about new challenges that are coming up, you are seeing a need or demand coming from newer segments. Even when you think about our grandparents, we now know that they need digital solutions. So as an entrepreneur earlier, if I was focusing only on, let's say, developing a product for the millennial segment, knowing that they are the only ones who would consume a solution from me, now I have to rethink that whole strategy. Now I need to think, is there a broader market demand for what I am building? How has the the experiences or the journeys for these new segments or old segments who are new participants in the ecosystem changed, and how am I addressing those requirements? So as we think about excellence, as we think about technology, of course, is relevant, but we want to work with the community who are more empathetic, who understand the importance of utilizing data that is available, who are focused on building experiences that are end-to-end from a segment point of view, rather than just one solution to solve for one of the needs. It's no longer that as an expectation. And then how do we make sure that the value creation happens, which will help drive, benefits across the board, right? So not just for us as MasterCard or you as INJAZ or you as the entrepreneurs who are part of this community, but broadly across the, the demographics. How can we create new value that people can benefit from? That's what we will be looking for as we think about new challenges. Yes, technology is an enabler, but it's that end value creation that makes all the difference, and that's what we will be looking at. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Shyam, for this. And please, I'll move to Kareem. Kareem, Citi usually they do the Citi Client Focus Award, and previously we've been used to this award. The Citi judges, they visit the students' booth and they have like a direct interaction with the students, and they judge and they score a students' team according to a certain criteria and judging rubrics, but mainly and specifically focusing on a customer service business element. This year, we're having a new Citi challenge and a new Citi Client Focus Award session in addition to the award on December 10th. So how do you evaluate your role in building the INJAZ entrepreneurship ecosystem by focusing on this business element?
Yeah, thanks so much, Tamer, and I'm really pleased to hear all other panelists talking about things like digital natives solutions and how we're going to support millennials in refining their business models going forward. I can tell you, and I'm always driven by the 6-box more than philanthropy approach that we have to everything community engagement, and from there, we try to utilize whatever best practices we have within the bank, and then take it to the community side. So what I'm trying to say here is we're trying to look at what we're doing within the bank in terms of engaging our own clients, and through initiatives like Be the Best for a Client or the Client Obsession initiative that my colleagues who will be administering the competition event on Client Focus Award on the 23rd of November, they will be the same people who are already in charge of the Obsession initiative or Client Obsession initiative. What does that mean for us? Basically, what we're doing is internally we are trying to find ways to engage all elements of the bank to support this one client. We have only one client, which is the client that is paying our bills and adding to our revenue. So be it a client-facing city person or someone like me who is in the functions. So we're trying to get the functions, let's say, out of the shadow and get them to be part of enabling this this delightful experience for the client, and removing all the pain points. So, for example, we, when it comes to starting a new online banking app, we take it internally first, and we get our people to tell us what works best and
user experience,
and then exactly, and then we take all this learning, and then we embed it in when we finally launch it openly. This way, our people across the board, they gain an experience in client, client delight, or the client advocacy. And when we take it now to our, to volunteering for the INJAZ students, we know better how to steer them properly into a client focus, and how what are the pain points that we have experienced. We can relay them to the students and help them to refine their business models. So I think from this perspective, we are always living to the way we've been approaching community activities, i.e. by taking whatever works best for us and as best practice, and then take it externally and share it through volunteerism and through mentorship. So that's what I can tell you.
Yeah, thank you so much, because it's really important to focus on the customer service and the customer relations when building any businesses. So let me move to Habib. And last year, the example or the case study as part of the InvestCorp Value Creation Award and the session, it was like an example and a real example that was given to university level students to work on it and to analyze it and to get the best out of this experience and learning. So, Habib, this year, what is different and what students should expect from the InvestCorp Value Creation session?
Thanks, Tamer. I think, as an investor, InvestCorp is in the business of investing in high potential companies and then subsequently working with management to help them grow their businesses, address strategic questions, enter new markets, and deal with challenges and competition, and also all the while trying to manage risk. And that's what we tried to do by our participation last year. We did that through a case study, an interactive session, of course, and we shared with them the tools, techniques, and ideas that we use to help our businesses succeed. I think, at an early stage, this year, it's essentially going to be a similar case study, but almost on steroids. We're going through the entire life cycle of a company, from investment through to divestment and listing on a stock exchange. So it's going to be about top-line organic growth strategy and techniques. It's going to be about cost optimization initiatives. It's going to be about how you institutionalize a family business, from management to governance to things such as IT infrastructure. It's going to be about formulating an equity story. How do you make a company compelling to an outside investor? And then finally, it will be about the process about listing on a stock exchange. So it's last year's. It's similar to last year in terms of the skills, but on steroids, as I put it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Habib. We look forward for a very impactful session. And finally, to end this panel discussion with Mohammed from Schneider Electric. Mohammed, we're adding the sustainability business element to the INJAZ entrepreneurship ecosystem. So what students should expect from this skills enhancement session for this year?
Thank you, Tamer. Okay, so Schneider Electric is going to provide a lot of stuff when it comes to sustainability. As you know, sustainability is at the heart of everything that we do, and it's more of a mindset. I mean, I believe entrepreneurs and young youth should take this into consideration, should actually put that sustainability in their mind while actually doing everything. It should be part of their actually lifestyle. And during the session, we're going to provide them with lots of skills that it will help them actually succeed in their programs or projects. And best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're looking forward for this session. At the end of our panel, I would like, on behalf of the INJAZ Network and the board members, to thank all our panelists for a valuable discussion. We really appreciate your time. We really appreciate your commitment to the INJAZ mission, and we look forward for a very fruitful and successful skills enhancement journey and a learning experience for all our participating students. So thank you so much. يعطيكم ألف عافية وشرفتونا ونورتونا اليوم. Thank you. Before we end this launch event, I would like to thank everyone who have been working on this event non-stop. Thank you for the INJAZ team. Thank you for all the INJAZ member nations. And thank you for all our signature award partners who have been following up and coordinating this. So we have a very successful launch event. Now we can say that we are officially launching the skills enhancement journey for 100 students from across the region to start an interactive and valuable journey with 7 business partners and 7 business private sector companies that are the best in our region. So my message to you before we end, keep networking, exploring, and learning. This is your opportunity. Take the best out of it. We can meet you again back on December 10th for the award ceremony where all the winning teams will be announced. Stay tuned. Follow INJAZ Arab, different social media outlets, so you can keep it up with us and keep watching all the different activities and the skills enhancement sessions that the students will go through. Thank you so much. يعطيكم ألف عافية. ضلوا بخير. Bye bye.